Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Social Sports Pad podcast. I am your host, Ricky. Alongside me, as always, is Ben and the Cobra.
Oh, let's go.
All right,
Yay.
with us today is Alex. And we also have Jamie. He will be here shortly. But basically, we are here. It is the last week of the preseason. We are getting ready for go time, gentlemen.
Enough of this weak football. We want real football. Football.
All right. Yep. College starts, I think, this week. So we got
Yes, they are in week 0 next week.
All right. Basically, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the best time of year. I mean,
It feels so good to be back, Ricky. It feels so good.
So good.
Welcome back, Jamie.
Welcome back, Ben.
Welcome back, Jamie. All right. So basically, this is what our goals are for this episode of the podcast. We're gonna go through and kind of our observations of week 1 and 2 of the preseason. What teams or players are kind of impressing us that are making their big push that you might want to get to know in terms of fantasy or in reality with these teams. And then we're going to kind of address 5 fan bases that maybe you should be in panic mode, or in January worry about playing golf instead of playing some football. And then finally, we're gonna do what we did last week and round it out with our evolving bottom 5 teams in the NFL, which will be our tankmen who are going for that coveted number 1 draft pick.
Rev up them tanks, boys. Let's go.
All right. Was gonna say, Cobra, you gonna say Tank Country? Let's ride.
Tank country. Let's ride.
All right. So, basically, what we will do is I'll kind of go around. We'll go with Cobra first, then we'll go with Ben, Jamie, and Alex, and basically give me a couple of teams or players that you feel really everybody should be keeping their eye on as we get ready for week 1. All right, so Cobra, take it away. See what do you got?
Well, I definitely will say that I will tell you, don't sleep on the Washington Commanders. After what they did with the Ravens, I would say don't sleep on them. Seattle, Seattle is saying what I said they would do, and showing up. Pittsburgh. Vegas is surprising me a little bit. They're 2-0 right now in the preseason. As far as players, I haven't really paid attention to the players, so I'm just going on team by team. Fair enough. It's Jacksonville's 2-0. Yeah, so they're doing something right.
But I'll cut you off there, man. The preseason records don't really mean anything.
Well, of course, ask the 08 Detroit Lions.
Yeah, they went
4-0 Browns.
Yeah, they were 4-0, and then they went 0-16. So, for
Preseason
me,
means nothing.
Not really. Preseason kind of gives you a way to break out the kinks.
And that's definitely what a lot of these teams are doing. So I hate to say it, Ricky, you might not want to mark me off as like knowing what would be my top 5 on this one, just because I'm kind of I'm in the dark, as far as like players are concerned. But and that's not just that is my fault for not doing my due diligence, but it's just like it's preseason.
Don't knock yourself. Seriously, we're in preseason form.
However, I will say at the end segment, I will definitely tell you where we get closer. Yeah.
Okay, but you're good, man. You're good. As I said, we'll go to Ben. Ben, is there anybody that really kind of stands out for you, or like I said, any teams that that we've been going to sleep on that we really shouldn't be sleeping on?
All right. So, sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. Well,
Yeah,
some of
that
the
summer
players
flu
I'm feeling,
sucked, man.
Yeah, especially with all that air conditioning.
it was ridiculous. So
Hmm.
there's some players I definitely feel like that we need to look out for. I think Justin Fields, if all goes well, I think he's going to have a breakout year. Another player I think is going to have another good season. He had a good season last year with nobody hardly to throw to him. Garrett Wilson. He now has Aaron Rodgers. The morale in that locker room is high. Let's see, I would also say, as I said last year when the Commanders drafted Sam Howell, I said from the jump, he's our guy. I said it. Everybody laughed at me. People laughed at me. Said, "Oh yeah, okay, bro." He's shown it in the preseason. Yes, it's only preseason. He showed it against the Cowboys. He has poise. He doesn't look like he gets phased. He makes a mistake. He comes right back and throws a dart. Like he's
To be
proven himself.
fair, Ben, the negativity on Sam Howell was mainly based on track record with Washington's history of quarterbacks and drafting them.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, yes. But also his draft stock dropped because the team didn't do good last year not last year, but the year before. North Carolina didn't do good when he last played his last season with him. And the coach done admitted that it was his fault. It wasn't Sam Howell. It was the coach's fault. He already came out and said it. So I think that team in general is much improved with just Sam Howell underneath the center. And Jake Fromm from State Farm, he looks like he could be a legitimate number two guy. I mean, he looks like he knows what he's doing, and Brissett looks like he's on his way out to losing his job.
Jake Fromm did look good with New York with the Giants, so that's what I do agree with him possibly being a good number 2.
Yeah. And my fourth one would be, and this is not necessarily are they going to do good or bad. I would just pay attention to Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos in general. What team are we getting?
True.
And let's see, who else will be my fifth? My fifth, I would say Jordan Love. See what he's going to do this year. Look out for him. Maybe he'll do good. If not, they're going to have a rough year.
All right. Good job, Ben. So we're going to go to Jamie. Jamie, who do you got? If you got anybody different or you want to add to anybody else's, picks, feel free, man.
With Ben about Garrett Wilson, I think the Aaron Rodgers effect is just going to make him better. Another obvious one I think is going to be catapulted to a notable name by the time that this thing's said and done will be Bijan Robinson. Atlanta is just building their offense around running the rock, and he's going to be getting a lot of exposure. If he can maintain healthy, he's definitely going to be a stud at the end of this thing. But the
Just
other
like
three
Brian
people that I
Robinson.
wanted to talk – go ahead.
Just like Brian Robinson last year, he's just going to do even more this year.
I mean, the man already has a mustard company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when your name is like Dijon, but it's Bijan, then you know you're slippery. But a couple other guys I was thinking of. One guy, I really hate to admit it as a Commander fan, Darren Waller. Being added to that New York Giant team with Daniel Jones looking to be on the upswing. I don't think he's worth the money that he got paid for, but he's definitely on the upswing. Them getting back Saquon Barkley is huge for the team, and having Waller out there when they really don't have a wide receiver option is going to have a year if he can stay healthy. So that's somebody on the tight end front that you might want to look at for your fantasy drafts that could rival the Dallas Goddards of the world. Chris Olave is another one that I got going on.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bates from Commanders had a breakout season.
I think if I may add to your tight end on there, Jamie, I think it's one to sleep on might be not sleep on would be Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, I mean,
But we'll discuss that later,
I was
right?
gonna
Ricky?
say we'll discuss fantasy,
At a later, yeah.
probably that'll be our next podcast. Is just covering fantasy, fantasy guys to watch. As the rosters shape out and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, like I mean, Darren Waller, he was good with the Raiders. Definitely a good pick. Who else you got?
More. I think second year into the league, Chris Olave, he's finally got himself a legit quarterback to throw to him, and I think he is going to be someone knocking on the door, but I think he's definitely going to be a pivotal point throughout this season. He's going to be the reason why the Saints are staying in games. I think because I've seen reports early that Derek Carr and Olave have seen and what they call an unnatural connection. And then the final guy that I want to bring up is I usually don't like talking about rookies, but from what I saw throughout the preseason with Zay Flowers from Baltimore, that kid is explosive. He has game-changing speed. And when you finally get him on the field with Lamar, with J.K. Dobbins, with Odell, with Bateman, him sitting in the slot and Andrews being right in there next to him, they can only cover so many people. And I think he's going to be the one that slips away and has probably the best rookie wide receiver.
Is he going to be the next Deshaun Jackson type?
I wouldn't even compare him to Deshaun Jackson because Deshaun Jackson is a one-hit wonder. He relies on his speed to just burning people. Zay Flowers has route running ability that keeps
So something
up with,
more like a DJ Moore.
Yes, I would say a slightly faster DJ Moore.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Let's see who's next.
Alex.
All right, Alex. Who do you got?
So I'm gonna keep the theme kind of Commanders because I saw a lot of great stuff coming out of the offense and defense. I'm gonna agree with the two other guys that said Sam Howell is a big threat. Came out of UNC with speed, pocket presence. Struggled at the end of the year last year, not getting a start because of the quarterback shamble we had. But he has shown a lot of improvement. Last night against Baltimore, Monday, he kind of was iffy on some plays, but came out when it mattered most. Number two, I'm going to go with Emmanuel Forbes. He had a star-studded goal line stop with Montez Sweat against Cleveland Week 1 that helped us hold on to win that game by a close margin. He was kind of my underrated pick for the Commanders with Christian Gonzalez sitting there in front of us. We didn't get him, but I think with his speed and his size, he'll be a dominant cornerback threat.
So I'll add on to that. Yeah, I agree. I do think that he's going to do really good. My concern was his size, and so far he hasn't shown that his size is an issue. So I mean, he could be pretty good this year. So yeah, I agree.
To me, I will add to you guys as well. To me, last year I noticed that the Commanders had a very interesting front four on their defensive line. That really impressed me the most. As watching it with my fiance, who is a Washington fan. So, but just watching that front four, they were good. Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, like two of those four guys are great.
Chase Young.
Chase Young is actually on the field, because he was hurt last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. So my number three, with Jared Patterson. I think he was very underrated with the running back core last year. Obviously, under some very powerful running backs, Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson, being the third down, fourth down back. His touchdown against the Ravens to put us in a lead, to keep the momentum going on the sideline, breaking a tackle, and then just marching down that sideline, tiptoeing in the end zone. I see great things out of him. I was kind of iffy with him out of Buffalo. Not really know who he was, but tape, I saw great things out of him. I think he'll be a star-studded running back if for some reason we lose Brian Robinson to injury, or Gibson gets a little hurt because he's kind of iffy on the field with injuries, but he's still a ground and pound running back. I think he would be great as well. I think my number 4 will be probably Bryce Young. The Panthers have struggled a lot in the preseason. It's the Panthers; they always do this. But I think with the receiving core he has with DJ Moore and Adam Thielen and the running back core they have, I think Bryce Young can improve. And they just need to tweak the O-line a little bit. I think he'll be a good player. He's kind of being overwhelmed in the pocket because they're playing teams that have solid front sevens and solid front fours that can penetrate the O-line pretty easily and get to him. I think he's just not ready in that pocket yet, incorporated enough.
Alex, I got to ask this question. Talk about Bryce Young. Do you think he's going to have a similar type of season like Josh Allen had in his rookie year?
I don't think he will have that high caliber rookie season because
Josh Allen didn't have a good rookie season, though.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but Josh Allen was plugged in. He was plugged into a very powerful offense and a very powerful receiving core.
His top receiver was Kelvin Benjamin that year.
So, we'll keep going.
Yeah, but Alex, sorry about that. I had to interrupt. Had to ask that question.
Kind of comparison, yeah.
Right. And my final one, my number 5, I think it lies on a whole team. I saw great things out of the Dolphins team in general. Tua was playing decent. The receiving core was on fire. The defense was punishing the offense in the last preseason game against, I think, the Texans. I watched most of that game, and I saw great stuff from the Dolphins defense. I think we're sleeping on them in the AFC East. They're kind of under contenders to win the division, and they could break out and surprise all of us this year with a pretty decent record that could sweep them into the playoffs if Tua can stay healthy and that O-line can stop him from dying.
something you said about the Dolphins last week, Ricky.
Yeah, definitely. The Dolphins, to me, right now are the team to beat in the division. The Bills have won it 3 years in a row, but Miami's improved. The Jets have improved. The Patriots are still the Patriots. But the AFC East is pretty much just going to pop each other in the mouth, and that's what's going to happen this year. But you guys, definitely all good points. Definitely, I agree with Chris Olave being the player in New Orleans to watch. He's definitely the New Orleans player that I am looking at, really closely because of the addition of Derek Carr. He's had Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston throw into him the past couple of years. Now he's got a quarterback who can
borderline legitimate,
can peter off a little bit. But guys that I'm really looking at this year, I'm looking to see if their next step is going to happen. And I'm not talking about, they're going to go into like a playable level. I'm looking to see if they can climb into a upper tier or even elite status. And one of those is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, his offense, Calvin Ridley improved that, that was almost an unnecessary ad because of how his offense performed at the end of last season. But now that just adds that other element. Baltimore.
I agree. I think
the Calvin Ridley contract was a cancer dump, if that makes sense, by Atlanta.
Well, hey,
last year I was a huge Trevor Lawrence
Yes,
supporter.
you were Trevor Lawrence simp.
I completely 100% agree. He was going to be one of my picks. He's my dark horse pick, but he's going to definitely do really good.
So we got Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking at Justin Fields, see if he takes that next step. And alongside that, DJ Moore will the change to Chicago be a benefit for both of those guys? And
there was a meme that was out there for Justin Fields that he had like a perfect QBR rating, still got booed by Chicago.
Yeah,
Now here's the big question for Chicago.
Well, because stats and
It's
ratings
Chicago.
don't count.
Yeah.
It's all about the dubs, baby.
Oh yeah.
The big issue for Chicago right now is, are they going to be able to overcome the distraction of the controversy of their stadium? Because
That's all the McCaskies.
That's
the McCaskies.
That's not on the field. All right. I mean, the
Yeah, it
drama,
could be
the drama in the back office is just going to be drama in the back office. You play the game to win, and and the ownership, like, hey, that'll.
To be fair, Ben, you know all about drama in the back office.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but anyway.
And
Yeah,
final player, Ricky.
Oh, I mean, I got a couple more.
Oh, no.
I mean, teams to look out for. Let's see if Lamar Jackson can actually live up to the money that he wanted to make this offseason. There was definitely that drama there. He now has a legit receiving squad. My goodness, thank you, Baltimore, for actually building around the quarterback.
It's about time.
And we have that. And finally, I'm gonna look at. I was wanting to put a defense on there, but I want to look at San Francisco. I want to look at what happens with San Francisco this year. I mean, with Brock Purdy, does he take that next level where teams now are able, have looked at tape? Teams are now able to see what he can do. See if he can come back from that injury. See what happens. I really want
I can also add to you on this as well, if you want me to. This will, I think also with Brock Purdy, this might have scouts to really, really look at the 7th round picks as well to really properly evaluate them too. See if they can find hidden gems like Brock Purdy.
Okay, finding a hidden gem in the 7th round that happens once every few years. I mean, look at Brady. Look at Brady. Brock Purdy's another one like that. I mean, a team that has good scouting can make championships happen. I mean, look at what Seattle was able to do with the Legion of Boom. They could not have done that. I mean, when Russell Wilson came to Seattle, it was like, oh yeah, they
a 6th rounder too.
He was a 5th, I believe, and it was him and Matt Flynn. They paid Matt Flynn bunch of fucking money, and
Russell
Wilson beat him handedly and became Chef Boyardee. All right, but so basically enough of those goods to watch. Now I need to invest in a panic button. All right, because you tried that. That was about as good as a I was gonna say a Cleveland massage parlor, but hey.
No, that sounded more like a huge accident. Play call.
But no, so basically what we want to go ahead with this is we'll cut it from 5. We'll cut, because we have 5 of us here. Give me 2 teams and 1 player that should be in panic mode right now. We'll do the same.
Let's just do 1 team and 1 player. That way we all give 5 different.
Hey, that works. I mean, and if you want to jump on, hey, this is, I like that one. So, Cobra, give me 1 team, 1 player. Who should panic?
Easy answer for me. It's Indianapolis Colts and Anthony Richardson.
Ooh,
seriously. Anthony Richardson's just absolutely stinking up Lucas Oil Stadium. Seriously. This is why sometimes those fancy project quarterbacks become either Lamar Jackson and there's two calibers. There's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, and Jamarcus Russell and Deshaun Kaiser. And Anthony Richardson is falling under the latter category. Seriously, Jim Irsay done too much cocaine and too much buying the guitars.
Pump the brakes, but pump the brakes a little bit. But the guy hasn't even started one NFL game, so just maybe a little bit too soon. But okay, Indianapolis Colts panic. All right, Ben, who do you got? Who is in panic mode?
So what are we considering panic mode?
Like deep concern, like concerns.
Yeah, basically, who should basically worry about golf? Worry about their handicap in July or in January, not in the championship rings.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree. This is not the player. This is related to the team too, but I'm gonna have a different player as well. So I'm agreeing with the Colts. I'm not agreeing with the reasoning for Anthony Richardson, although I do feel like he's a bust. The Colts are in trouble right now.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor what's out, and they fucked themselves so hard that they're losing their best running back, and now they don't have a running back to build around Anthony Richardson, which is now going to hinder Anthony Richardson even more. So Colts are in panic mode, and Kyler Murray is also in panic mode. Is he going to keep his job in Arizona, or is he looking for a new place next year?
Nice.
I like that.
Hey, with the Colts, it all started with how they treated Andrew Luck. Seriously.
Was it owner Jim Irsay or some? I don't know. Whoever.
It was Irsay. It was the combination of Irsay and Grigson that ruined Andrew Luck's career.
About running backs.
Oh, that was Irsay. That was Irsay.
Yeah, he made a comment about running backs, and then Jonathan Taylor was like, "Oh, well, I won't go on. I want out." Bye. And then apparently
Irsay was more focused on Shamu than he was focused on Jonathan Taylor.
Apparently, he's still attending practice and he's attending the trainings and stuff, but he's in the meetings. He's like wearing a hoodie and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Sounds like a disgruntled employee who is on his way out. All right, Jamie, who you got in panic mode?
We kind of slightly touched on it earlier. I'm going to choose one team and then a totally different head coach. But the team that I think that could potentially become in panic mode is going to be Chicago Bears. Because if this experience with Justin Fields being paired up with DJ Moore, if it does not work, oh my goodness, you are going to see fans erupting into the city, acting like their favorite politician lost the election, just destroying buildings. They've gone through decades of not having a good quarterback, kind of like the Commanders have. And just when they thought they found their saving grace, it doesn't work out, and they are just going to erupt.
So it looks like we're going to see about a few thousand Bill Swarsky super fans raiding Soldier Field looking for the McCaskies. Gotcha.
They can always trade for Trey Lance.
They could, but given the scenario, the offensive line is still terrible. Justin Fields is going to be running around for his life. He had Darnell Mooney last year, who couldn't get off of a receiver. You got DJ Moore, who hopefully stays healthy. He doesn't have a good track record of staying healthy. I just fear that it might become more of the same, and they're going to lose their patience. But as far as the person who I think should be in panic mode, the all great Bill Belichick. If the Patriots do not get this year figured out with their quarterback situation and getting the offense going again, they're going to have to retire or he's going to lose his job.
I definitely agree with that. But I think that Belichick won't give Robert Kraft the time of day to give him the pleasure of firing him. I think he'll tell you, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Gee whiz, Cobra. Sheesh, talking about Belichick like that. You seriously back up, man. It's rubbing against my leg.
Dude, I think I speak for us Bills fans. We want him gone.
Fair.
Because Josh McDaniels is going to get that job. because fuck you, Mark Davis.
Okay.
No Patriots assistant coach or anybody underneath Belichick has ever succeeded.
Facts. The closest one is Bill O'Brien. That's the closest one.
Yeah, then look where he's at.
Back at Belichick.
So, Alex, who's in panic mode to you?
I'm gonna piggyback off what Jamie said. I think the team needs to be the Buccaneers, and Todd Bowles needs to panic. That dude took a 13-win team to Super Bowls to a awful 89 team that has been decimated with Brady's retirement, a awful quarterback room with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. And I don't know what's going to happen with Mike Evans or Goodwin. They're both injury prone. They both have underdeveloped and just become bad over the past 2 years. The fact that he still kept his job the last year is incredible. How they didn't kick him out the door, because Todd Bowles is another successor of Bill Belichick that cannot get his feet on the ground and become a good head coach. And the Bucs are in shambles right now, and they're going to continue until they get rid of Todd Bowles.
The only reason why Todd Bowles kept his job was Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna say that Tom Brady is the reason why Tampa Bay is the way it is.
Yes.
All right, and basically the reason why I'm saying that, all right, you knew, all right, owner of the Bucs, whoever the fuck you are, all right, you knew Brady only had a couple of years left. All right, you know how Brady is. All right, Brady was the same way in Tampa Bay that he was in New England. All right, no backup was getting any opportunity with the ones. All right, I mean, yeah, winners want the ball in their hands, but
there is a comparison to that. It is Martin Brodeur syndrome.
But
yes.
No, I mean, I'm just,
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
the
want
best
to talk about, but still, all right, you want to win, all right, you want to have something for the next chapter, all right, and Tampa Bay doesn't have anything going on with it, so
Yeah, they didn't
you know,
draft
I
anybody.
mean, like, do I put the Buccaneers in panic mode? Not really. So player who I feel needs to be in panic mode right now, Jimmy Garoppolo
Yes.
of the Raiders. I mean, like, first and foremost, you need your star running back. You need all your stars around you. I mean, yeah, Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams, the premier wide receiver in the league.
Josh Jacobs, best running back in the AFC.
But Josh Jacobs, okay, from the season that he had, all right, and for the drama that has transpired with running backs all over the league, like, the memo is, hey, you ain't getting paid, and honestly, you're not getting paid. All right, this is a pass happy league right now.
Yeah. The Le'Veon contract is gone. That's the best way to compare it. It's, that's the best comparison I can give is the Le'Veon Bell type contract is no more.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't do that Le'Veon Bell shit either.
No, because the value fell out like a paper bucket. That's it.
I was gonna say, no, you can't really hold out because there's gonna be like 5 motherfuckers that are gonna, be able to take your job.
James Conner.
I was gonna say, look at Philly. Philly spent for 5 guys what Carolina spent for their throwaway.
Yeah.
All right, but the team that I definitely feel should be in panic mode right now probably is not a surprise, but the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, till I'm blue in the face, until he proves me wrong. But C.J. Stroud is not an NFL quarterback.
Is he a USFL quarterback?
I don't know, but basically the look in his eyes, he does not have that killer edge.
So he's Paxton Lynch.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Speaking of killer
but no.
Always visit our affiliate link for Bulletproof Coffee.
That's
Yeah,
right,
man.
Bulletproof Coffee.
Get some energy up in you, and we'll get some nutrients and supplements because some of these people are going to need it after this season.
Yep, get that edge on. But
Right.
yeah, so and I liked everybody what had. Colts definitely gives them kind of like hey, you're kind of on the bottom. But speaking of the bottom, let's go ahead and I'm going to go with everybody. And I want you guys, to start from the bottom to, so from 5 to 1, I want your tankmen. It's tank time, baby.
Rev up them tanks, boys. It's time to invade the draft. All right.
So, basically, Cobra, I want you to give me 5 through 1. All right. Number 5.
Carolina.
Okay. Carolina. Number 4.
Denver.
Okay. 3.
3. Browns.
Ooh, that's odd.
It's
You're in that
definitely-
offense,
yeah.
and then and the
So-
defense.
something is going to happen. It's the Browns.
I mean, okay, the Browns are going to Brown.
Yep.
All right, number 2.
This is going to shock you, Houston, because my number 1 is the Colts.
I mean, I was going to say, it was either them.
No, number 3 was either Browns or Broncos. I think Browns are going to be worse than the Broncos.
Okay.
And the Panthers. Oh yeah, I got Denver. All right, but still, yeah. Panthers. Basically, with the Panthers. My reasoning is, they're in the similar situation that Josh Allen was as far as their quarterback, and they're in a rebuilding year.
Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, just give me the 1. So Ben, you are going to give me your 5,
All right.
but only give me 1 team to kind of comment on, not Carolina.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
So Ben, number 5.
Number 5, Panic.
No, not Panic.
This is
Oh, not
tank.
Panic.
This is
I'm
your
sorry,
tank.
whoa. It's
Your
tank.
your
That's what I meant.
top 5
That's what I
draft.
meant. Patriots, number
Okay.
5. Just because I don't trust the quarterback. And,
I was going to say wait till the end to defend one of them.
okay.
Number 4.
Number 4. I'm gonna have to say Broncos.
Okay.
Broncos. Go ahead.
Number 3.
Number 3, we're gonna go with the Colts.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2. I don't know. Should I? Trying to remember who I picked to win the division.
You're like, yeah, the difference between first and worst is like that little.
Yeah, we definitely changed from last week.
Yep.
I can't remember what I said about the Rams. Did I even mention the Rams last week?
Did you even mention the Rams last week? Let me see the notes. You did not have them on your list last week. Do you want to add them this week?
Yeah, they're number 2.
All right. And number 1.
Texans.
Obvious.
All right. I was going to say, who is your top of the bottoms? Jamie, give me your. Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm skipping ahead again. I'm in preseason form, ladies and gentlemen. So, Ben, go ahead and give me why the Patriots are in your bottom 5.
Patriots are my bottom 5. First, they haven't been the same team since Tom Brady left, and you start to begin to wonder, was it Belichick or was it Brady? And so far, Belichick hasn't showed me anything, and neither has the quarterback. So
One playoff appearance in 4 years after Brady? Yeah.
so something's got to give, and I think Belichick is done, and the Patriots are done this year.
Okay.
This is RGB.
All right. So,
Jamie
Jamie.
dropped out.
Jamie's gone.
Oh no!
Jamie's gone.
Hopefully he comes back. Alex,
Alex,
who are your top 5 teams to tank?
who are your tops and the bottoms?
So my number
Starting from
5.
5 to 1.
Get
I'm
5
a-
to 1. Number 5.
I'm gonna go with Ben. Go with the Patriots. It's just Mac Jones. He hasn't proved
Okay.
jack squat.
We'll defend. Well, actually, yeah. Without Jamie here, we can defend. Oh, Jamie's back.
Jamie just came back.
Okay, cool.
We'll get back.
So
we'll get
we'll
back,
get back to
after
Jamie,
Alex.
but yeah. So give me your 5 teams, and then we'll decide one for you to defend. Okay, number 4.
Number 4, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. I feel like Stafford has kind of been iffy. I think
Okay.
the offense is rough.
Okay.
Number 3.
Going to go with the Denver Broncos as well, just because Russell Wilson, he hasn't shown anything to me since leaving Seattle.
Okay. Number 2.
I'm going to go with the Giants. Even though that offense has improved, Daniel Jones, that money does not deserve to be in his back pocket.
Wow. Okay.
And Saquon leaving is not the best thing for them, and his 1-year contract is not going to do anything to help him.
Okay. Number 1.
I'm going to go with the Texans, and that's one player. If Stroud cannot prove to me he is their quarterback, then welcome Caleb Williams to the Houston Texans in the 2024 NFL Draft.
All right. So yeah, go into a little bit more depth with the Giants. That is
Jamie dropped that, by the way.
Jamie back out. All right. So yeah, give me a little bit more in depth on the Giants. I mean, Saquon, yeah, he's on a 1-year deal, but he is still there for that season.
I don't buy that the Giants would be number 2 of the worst teams in the league, even with Danny Derps as their quarterback.
It's a bold statement.
Yeah, that was pretty bold. I'm liking that bold.
That was a bold statement of the podcast.
Bold statement of the podcast.
Yeah.
I just
That definitely needed some of that bulletproof coffee because of that bold flavor.
Do not forget about our affiliate links in the Spotify.
Yep. All right. So basically, until Jamie gets back, I'll go ahead and I'll give you my 5. So my number, since we got a little bit of time, let me remind you guys, what I went with was last week. I had the Rams at 5, the Bucks at 4, the Texans at 3, the Cardinals at 2, and the Raiders at 1.
Welcome back, Jamie.
Welcome back, Jamie. Basically, before you drop again, let's go ahead and get your 5.
Apologies there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It seems like it.
So yeah, Jamie, give me your 5. Starting at 5, number 5.
Worst team.
Patriots.
The Patriots. All right, and number 4.
Denver Broncos.
The
Denver.
Broncos.
Nice.
All right, number 3.
Seems to be the trend, but
Indianapolis Colts.
The Colts.
Okay.
All right, you're kind of
You're kind of in and out. You're kind of
in and out there. So basically, if I don't hear it, I'll just repeat. Number 2.
Tampa Bay
Buccaneers.
Tampa.
The Bucks. All right, and number 1. Who is your top of the bottoms?
Arizona.
Cardinals.
Ooh.
All
That
right.
is interesting. No Texans on that list.
I mean, to be fair,
I do actually have something to chime in on the Texans. The reason why they are not on the bottom 5 is how much draft capital they put into their defense. I think, yes, CJ Stroud is going to have issues this year adjusting to the NFL level, but
like a comic book story.
Will Anderson on that defense and the other stuff that they've added to that defense is going to keep them in games enough to where it's not full panic mode yet. So it's just enough to be out of the 5.
To chime in, I did find their draft on defense in the first round very intriguing, but even so, I do think they're a long way out to even being back to what they used to be.
I mean, kind of the piggyback a little bit with Jamie on that. That defense did show some flashes of being all right last year because they almost beat Dallas.
Yes.
Right. And
That put the fear of God in the Cowboys fan, I know.
Yeah. But so that was a nice thing. I mean, looking at everything before I go ahead and do my 5, it looks like a lot of consensus is Denver at 4. It just seems like with you guys, we definitely are seeing
In New England at 5.
Yeah, but I'm going to go, just go ahead and I will start things off. God, yes, basically 4 and 5 is definitely the hard part here. But my number 5 is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just think that they aren't doing much of anything. I mean, a Baker, is going to, do a little bit, but it's like, which Baker are we going to get? Are we going to get the Baker that just got off the plane in Los Angeles, or are we going to
from
get
2 years ago?
Are we going to get the Baker that was having issues with Odell? That couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
I would love to see Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yes, feed that man.
I would love to see him.
Tampa Bay is hoping for the Baker Mayfield that decimated the Steelers and made a salty Yinzer go top 13 in the gaming on YouTube.
Yeah,
I've always wanted him to do good. It's just I don't know. I don't think he's ever going to try. I don't think he's. He's a low budget Sam Darnold.
No, I disagree with that. Before his injury, he was looking at like the top 3 of that draft class.
I'll give you a different Sam.
I mean, he could have been.
Sam Bradford.
Yes, Glass Cannon. Yes.
So that's the Bucs. Number 4 is the Rams. I definitely see the Rams just sucking like they did movies in college.
Definitely the team most likely to rev up them tanks on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, this, the common thread with all 5 of these guys, well, actually, I was going to say all 5 of these guys. No, they're
5 so Queen Street.
Well, I was gonna say they're all just they all just gonna suck, but no. So the Colts, I definitely see them just. It's gonna be a long year for Indianapolis. Long year.
The Colts are going to be the Dyson vacuum of the league. They'll never stop sucking.
Oh, damn. But I don't see Jonathan Taylor. I don't see a deal getting worked with the Colts with Jonathan Taylor.
No,
before week 3.
The deal's not going to get done at all. He's going to be traded before the deadline, and then he'll get a deal.
No, I'm not talking about a deal. I'm not talking contract. I'm talking trade.
Yeah.
All right. I see. I don't see him getting. Or the Colts getting anywhere near the draft capital they want. And if it's somebody that really gives them that draft capital, they're a fucking fool.
Houston.
It won't be Houston. They got Pierce. It's going to be a team that is absolutely in panic mode. All right, there's something that's going to be. I will dare say that the team that is going to probably trade and get Jonathan Taylor is going to be someone stupid like the Raiders. Why? Because they don't see Josh Jacobs coming back. They see Josh Jacobs holding out. So it would be someone like them that's like, hey, we need to win or come back or anything like, come back and have stuff like that. That's going to be the team that takes Jonathan Taylor, who, not going to lie, is only playing off how he did 2 years ago. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Last year he regressed.
Last year he was playing hurt. Last year he sucked compared to the year before.
Yeah, he was. 2 years ago he was compared. 2 years ago he was compared to King Henry.
Either way.
But either way.
So that's number 3. Number 2 is Houston. All right.
Don't have to say more. You don't have to say more.
Basically, Houston's going Houston.
Yes.
Put that on a t-shirt. Houston will Houston. All right. Number 1 is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I really see that, and not going to say it's because of their player ability, but I honestly see Arizona sucking
Fire sale.
hard.
Fire sale, right?
Not even. All right. One, Kyler Murray, I think his contract comes up this year.
Do you think they move it?
No, I don't see them moving. All right, because I mean, what team's going to get Kyler Murray? What team is going to want to get a guy on the last year of his contract coming off of ACL surgery who has a documented
Work
work
complaint.
ethic that sucks? You're not going to get anybody. You're not going. Well, yeah, unless
Vegas.
that's-
Vegas would be that team. Vegas would be that team.
Vegas already has Jimmy G. You know,
Jimmy G's a bridge gap, man.
I know Jimmy G's a bridge gap.
Almost
But
failed his physical.
Jimmy G's a better option than fucking Kyler Murray right now. Kyler Murray's probably not going to be there until week 10 anyway. All right. Plus, you have James Conner, who's been injury prone the last couple of years.
Injury prone and
Even though
bit dropsy.
and I mean, even though he ain't missed games, he's still been playing hurt. And they got rid of their best player, in DeAndre Hopkins.
To be fair, James Conner also plays like an inflated frog. Dropsy.
But either way, so I see them basically dropping everything this year. They're gonna lose Kingsbury. They're gonna start with a new coach, new team, new quarterback, and
I new front office too, because I think Time's gone, isn't he?
yeah, they're probably gonna get rid of everybody. They're gonna clean house. Hell no! You know what they might do? They might move the team to Mexico City.
Yeah, because he can't go to LA anymore because the LA Extreme is gone.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, I mean, LA's LA's the
LA's
Rams anyway.
got Rams and a
But
artist
still.
formerly known as San
But
Diego.
I mean, that's kind of our show.
That's for LA.
So basically, speaking of
Of our show,
Of-
do not forget to go to fanatics.com. Use the code SUMMER for 25% off your purchase.
basically get yourself a winner's jersey, not one of these clowns from any of
Good
these.
one.
Patrick
Teams that we
Mahomes,
mentioned.
Josh Allen, Lamar
Sing it
Jackson.
now.
Get yourself a nice jersey or a nice hat.
The Bijan Robinson jersey.
They also
Yeah.
have baseball cards. I recently bought a baseball card with the Orioles 4 players on the front wearing their one pieces on there. It was pretty funny.
And they also have WWE merchandise as well. Do not forget to get your Edge 25 anniversary merchandise there as well. He just had his last match in Toronto this past week. And speaking of
To bounce
wrestlers,
off To
Yep,
bounce off
Ricky.
that, I just saw news that Edge had too much of a high price to keep his services in WWE, so he might not be done. He might be going somewhere else.
Okay, hey, I mean, all the
Elite.
power to him. So,
maybe.
but
Yeah,
that
join
would be
Christian.
at another podcast at another time. But definitely, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys always for being there and doing this wonderful podcast. As we're going to next time on the podcast, we will talk fantasy. What's your fantasy? Don't answer that. Don't answer that, Cobra. But
I like
no,
eyes.
we're gonna basically break things down. Players that we definitely are gonna go after on fantasy football. That's gonna be our next podcast. For Cobra,
As always.
for Ben, I am Ricky. Thank you, Alex and Jamie, for joining in on the podcast this week. We definitely look forward to having you guys on again. And to all of you guys listening out there in the radio world, I'm wishing you a good night, good week, and always
A good season.
And remember, don't get eliminated.
Not yet. We're not in playoffs. We're not in playoffs yet. That's
Hey,
the playoffs.
Hey, I'm still gonna
Playoffs.
say-
Playoffs. He's
I
talking
wish it was
about
the Cowboys.
Don't talk about the. Don't talk. That's not yet. We're not.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Alright.
we're talking, we were talking Colts and Texans and everything. Their seasons are pretty much over. So yeah,
they're-
Colts and Texans, you've been eliminated.
Yeah. Bye, brown bread. You're toast.
All right. You guys have a great night.
Have a good night.